after an explosive first map, things can only get better as we continue HellRaisers versus Misfits. Moving into map 2, it's going to be cash, it's going to be tense. You know, how are you finding things, Risk? What are you doing? You look tense. You know, I can tell by the
I am
expression on your face.
excited right now. That was a great game to start us off. But I'm worried for the side of Misfits. I'm really feeling like the love for the boys right now. But it's hard for me to say that they're going to have a chance here on Cash because HellRaisers are so strong on Cash. Every statistic, every other game that I watch, all the demos, HellRaisers on Cash, they're just really good. And if they can't take the win on Cobblestone, it was so close, but they couldn't take it, it's going to be even harder for them to take the win on Cash. So I'm fearing for my Misfits boys. But then again, HellRaisers, they are a great team, and it would be awesome to have them in the final. Yeah,
no, definitely. You know, HellRaisers, Cash is kind of like one of their home maps, right? It's definitely probably they're in their top 3, right? If not, kind of their second best map by a long way. Heading into this, what do you think needs to change from Misfits? What needs to be different? Because it's, you know, they have to be on point. That's something we've stressed time and time again. They really had to pick up Cobble to take this to 3 maps, if you ask me. That's something we kind of both agree on. So for Cash, what's their best case scenario?
I think they need to rely on their strengths, and that's the structure, the utilities, and the executes. And if they can get Sean Gas as well doing entries as we saw yesterday, if he can do entries, they can get into bomb sites, they can do the utility executes, especially on that A bomb side. Like if they can light up a wall of smokes, they can mull off all the correct spots, then Sean Gas can come in and start them off. I think they have a decent chance on the T side. It's all a question, in my opinion, of how they play the CT side, because that's where I think things get a little dicey, because then HellRaisers can control the pace of the game. HellRaisers can dictate what happens on, and they can force Misfits into situations that they don't feel comfortable in, because HellRaisers know this map so well, incredibly well, to be honest. And that's going to be where the problems lie. And I think we already saw the knife, and that means the Misfits are starting CT. Yeah. So this could be a really big problem for them, starting on, in my opinion, the harder side for them.
Right. And you know, the kind of double AWP setup is something we've seen employed quite a lot by Misfits. The kind of, I'm going to nickname it Shazamanik, because they're the 2 players that we go ahead and pick that up. Do you think that's something that's been working for them? Do you think it's something we're going to see broken out here on Cash on this CT side necessarily? Or do you feel like they're just going to try and stick with one? Because Cash is very much a map where we see some teams really like to pick up the double AWP setup, and then a lot of others opt to just stay the hell away from it in the sense that, you know, for the rotates, for example, Cash is so problematic if you come in with the double AWP setup. So, you know, how do you think that's going to, you know, is it going to play into this at all? Do you think we're going to see them with that rise to such a strong position once again? Because it was dominating yesterday for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they're going to try it out. Not in the first in the first couple of buy rounds, but like halfway through the CT side, if they get the money for it, I think they're going to have a try. If it doesn't work out, I think they're going to leave it behind. But if it works out, I think that they're going to continue and build upon it. So it's all a question of when they do that double AWP setup for the first time, if it works out. If it does, then they can try and do more of that. Or else I think they're going to leave it behind, because it's a big risk, as you say, and retaking with AWPs is very hard, and Cash all the rotations and stuff. So it's going to be an exciting one, to say the least. And we are ready now to go into Cash in what could be the last map for Misfits. We hope not. We hope they can take it. We hope they can bring us to 3 maps. But HellRaisers, with a 1-0 lead map-wise, on the T side of Cash, their home map. Can they do it?
Yeah, the map choice of HellRaisers, the second map in this best of 3 series. HellRaisers already 1-0 up as we head on into this, and they're going to be kicking things off on the T side. Already, lots of aggression out towards mid as they charge on through. They have Angel and Dead Fox. No mercy out towards this A bomb site. DreamHack trying to hold things back over from Quad. Bites the dust as he have his face removed. Shazam, he's popping some heads. He's only got 17 HP and a P2K, but that doesn't matter because he's eliminating players left and right. Stiko on the flank over in mid, waiting for these rotates to come through. And a bit of finesse there as he takes the head off Abadek, trying to get a little bit more work done. Sean Garris is here, trying to face this duel. Shazam, meanwhile, sneaking on through and towards the A bomb site with solo HP at the complete mercy of those Glocks. It's all on Sean. 1v3, charging up through highway. They know exactly where he is. The peak going to come in from mid. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place, trying to get work done. But HellRaisers, they are going to pick up that pistol. 1-0 lead for them on their map choice. And, you know, picking up the pistol is something that is phenomenal, especially if it's a map that's strong for you. It's your map pick. That's going to put HellRaisers in such a good place early on.
Yeah, and HellRaisers have been really good at winning these pistols. I think they're on 4 or 5 pistol wins so far throughout this tournament, and they only played 2 best of ones in that start of the tournament. So they're really good in these pistol rounds, really good on capitalizing on what they do well. And I think DreamHack, had a chance of doing something, and if you're one player peeking towards that main angle, if you miss 1, 2, 3, 4 shots and you can't buy time either, it's going to be very hard to retake. So DreamHack definitely looking to do better in the next coming rounds, because that was not a good showing for him, and he usually has a very high individual level. That is why I'm pointing him out, because he should been able to grab a frag instantly and hold some time, but he wasn't in that pistol, and that was one of the reasons why HellRaisers could grab it. To start us off here though, Sick has dropped on 1 frag with that CZ75 as Angel going down, and almost all rifles here remaining for HellRaisers. Only Dead Fox on a UMP 45.
Yeah, they're taking their time over towards mid. Steek it, rotating over towards B, actually with that bomb. You see Dead Fox and Bondic trying to make their way up highway. And well, now they're rotating over towards the speed bomb site, just pouring on through. There's actually only Amanek, a couple of other players here. Sick on the site, Sean Garrett's here to reinforce. Shazam's been quick on the rotate. There's a lot of players here to try and help out. But ultimately, with only pistols between them, can they get a lot of work done? Shazam's going to be able to pick up 2. He's on fire right now, even with the Deeg laying down the pain. But he will just be guillotined there. Sean Garris and DreamHack, all that remain, 2v2. Both these players tagged down very low for HellRaisers, and Sean Garris peeking on out with that CZ, trying to get some more work done. Dead Fox finds the first. He's got to get the second. There's very little time left. Has to go for the bomb plant. DreamHack just has to land a singular shot with the Deeg, but he misses the opportunity. The 1v1. Bomb goes down. Looking to try and win out the anti-eco here. Dead Fox locked in this one-on-one, and DreamHack, the player on the clock. 2 HP in a dream, but Dead Fox lands the shot. HellRaisers, they can go ahead and pick things up. A 4K for Dead Fox. So much money farmed up on that UMP, and an incredible clutch from him in order to secure that second round for HellRaisers.
But let's be real, that was a beautiful round for Misfits. They should not have had that big of a chance of doing anything. It's only due to individual, really top performances we see for Dead Fox with that UMP. Look at that from Shazam. Once again, stepping up. And he's just always doing this. Sometimes with the Deagle, sometimes with the AWP. When he's needed, he gets the frags, and there we go, 2-0. Scoreline. HellRaisers grabbing one more, and now up against almost a full eco. Misfits having invested in 1 P250.
Yeah, this should be a quick, clean round for HellRaisers as they make their way over towards this A-bomb site. 4 players here, 0 on the flank, and Angel, he's gonna be the first man out, only with the Glock in his pocket, still putting things to good use as he picks up the first. DreamHack gonna go down, the aggression continues, and Dead Fox, he's gonna line them up and knock them down. What was that? That rounding took a couple of seconds. It might have been an eco, but he still just annihilates Misfits to pick up that third round. Quick, it was clean, and it was amazing to see. Dead Fox is on fire right now. 10-0, only 3 rounds in.
That's absolutely insane. Right now, HellRaisers are opting to go for the full AK setup. On the CT side, they're doing the double AWP. Actually, a bit earlier than I expected in my... like, as I said earlier, I didn't think we were going to see it on the first buy round, but they take it out on the first buy round, which means they don't have a lot of utility. And that's where I'm getting afraid, because the terrorists, they're going for a full execute. They have a lot of utility on their side. And if they don't have anything to answer back with that, to cancel out the Molotovs, to counter flash, it's going to be very hard to hold these bomb sites. And already Shazam going out.
Yeah, they've lost someone very important from them early on. Already this is how HellRaisers to sneak on out through mid. The smoke's down, DreamHack doesn't spot anything. There's no one out towards this A-bomb site. 6 playing it very passively from truck. They could just execute in now and have the site entirely for free. Leave Misfits in a 4-on-5 retake. And as they make their way up through highway, DreamHack does find one in mid. Now, this is where they have to watch out. Dead Fox has to be careful because the peak can come through, but in the meantime, they lose Sick out towards truck. DreamHack coming in out in towards the mid, picking himself up a second frag to turn it into a 3-on-3, being the sole driving force behind Misfits in this round. Bomb's going to go down. Sean Garres on a lengthy flank through A main. They're already watching the angle as well. They've got to be wary. But Sean, he's sneaking on through.
He has the kit as well. That is why he has time to do this. If he didn't have the kit, because the 2 others don't have kit either, there would be no time for him to do this. But he has it.
I think we just saw a Misfit smoke block off A main, which is going to make things a lot harder for Sean Garrett. But it could be the double bluff, thinking that why would they smoke off A main when Sean's there? He's then going to get one though as he comes in swinging. DreamHack, he's on 3. He's also on fire. But speaking of on fire, 0, he's going to go ahead and clutch the round out. 1v2, and it's not an issue for him. Gets himself the triple. And it's just back-to-back amazing clutches from HellRaisers. Now, whilst that sounds amazing, like saying it in that sense, at the same time, while they're clutching things out, they're letting it get into these one-on-one, one-on-two scenarios. We saw Dead Fox do it in the last. Zero just did it then. There's got to be a point where Misfits can finally push things over the line, right?
I'm getting flashbacks to when Misfits played Na'Vi on Train in the beginning of this tournament, where everything they did was like correct choices, good executes, and they played really well, but they always lost out in the 1v1s and the 2v1 stuff like that. And this is exactly what's happening right now. HellRaisers are just winning that, like, the last 5%. That's the only difference between these two teams right now, but the scoreboard says something else. It says 4-0. And Misfits, that money is very, very low. They're forced on pistols right now. That means it's probably going to be 5-0 as well. But no, Sick is looking to change that. And we've seen them so far with the pistols. I should never count them out because they have some magic to them with these. Here we go, B push.
Amanek gonna lose his life. Shazam with the USP looking to try and get some work done, but ultimately accomplishes nothing. DreamHack and Sick, the two players that remain, and actually make that just DreamHack as Sick hits the dirt. Deagle in hand, trapped in CT. The smoke is down to cover him for the time being. As that dissipates, he's looking to try and find something, just do some damage to HellRaisers. And peeking around the corner, you gotta watch out, because Zero is here, holding the close angle. He wants to try and pick something up, just waiting patiently for DreamHack to come through. And they're so close to meeting each other. The crosshairs just skirting past each other every time, but they finally meet. And Zero comes up, traps in that duel. That'll be HellRaisers now to find a fifth. The buy can come in from Misfits. They've got plenty of money. The AWP's going to be up on Shazam. Curious to see if Amanek's going to try and get one as well, but I don't. No, he's going to.
Yeah,
there you go, the double set up in play. We were saying, I was curious to see if they were going to bring this out on this map, and they will. It didn't work out for them a couple of rounds ago, but let's see if it does in round 6.
But then again, like, this also means they're on a single smoke on Amanek, smoke and flashbang on Sam, and only 2 kits. 2 kits is okay, but still, like, you would want to have 3 kits in there for sure and have more utility on those 2 CT players with the AWPs. Because if you go for an aggressive peek, then you need to be able to maul the position off when you rotate so the terrorist just can't come in rushing and get you. So this utility, or lack thereof, of Misfits on the 2 AWPers is making me a bit scared. I'm not really feeling it right now, because HellRaisers are so good at using their utility to cancel out Misfits and to cancel out their AWPs. So if they can't have anything to answer back with, utility-wise, it's going to be hard for them. Angel has been on point with the entries so far as well. Smoke goes down, Shazam on top of Red. Interesting angle, he might be able to grab someone here, and he does. That's Angel, the entry fragger, going down. Second one coming out as well. Shazam just going off right now.
Yeah, he's looking to try and get even more work done. Look at him jumping around. He's doing some serious work. He's on 2 frags, looking to try and claim a couple more lives before all is said and done. Zero and Stiko here, Bondic over in Squeaky. Waiting patiently for the opportunity to present itself. Does spot out the player. Over by Forklift, but Shazam, there's no stopping this beast once he starts roaring. And he's still got more left to do. Gonna take the aggressive angle up towards Squeaky, but finally punished by Bondic. He will go down. And now Bondic sneaking on through the smoke out to the site. DreamHack, no issue to just guillotine the approach. Sick finishes things off, and there we go. Misfits to find their first round on the CT side.
Great round by Shazam. He's a strong, independent AWPer. He don't need no nades. He doesn't need any utility. He can just get the frags, and that's so important for Misfits. For Shazam to go off, because he was the catalyst last night. If he can continue that road, they have a chance here. But they need everything to click right now, because HellRaisers are playing well as well. And Amanek starts us off. Dead Fox goes down in that duel. Stiko has picked up the AWP.
No, Amanek. Nice pop flash. Worked brilliantly. And now looking to try and peek this angle, but you got to watch out. Stiko is there, and he's picked up the AWP, trying to don his AWPing shoes in this duel versus Amanek. Trying desperately to pull this back into a 4-on-4, but as that smoke goes down, they get locked out of B. Curious to see if they wait around and then try and go in for this push. They look fairly committed, like they don't want to rotate on away. There are 2 players here for Misfits with a third in mid in the form of Shazam. They can easily rotate him on round, but Amanek still trapped over towards Checkers, has to watch out. Doesn't matter because down goes Stiko. He extends the man advantage even more. And he's continuing this reign of terror. Hasn't been flushed out just yet. Trying to play things around Checkers. Has Sean Garrett on the side to trade things out if need be and to watch the cross. And time is taken away from him here. Amadek fully flashed, finally dealt with by Zero. They find a way of flushing out the Orpha and taking him down. Sick falls up towards A on top of the boost, and now they're 3-on-3 ensues. They turn them at advantage round as HellRaisers. They're forging the comeback in this round. Sean Garrez trying desperately to rotate in through B to find something, but they're already up and away. And actually, they're going to double bluff it. They're heading back in towards B. They hear the rotate towards that A bomb site, and Sean Garrez and Shazam so incredibly out of position. B bomb site just overrun with HellRaisers right now, and Sean,
bad smoke.
That smoke is abysmal. He's trying to make things work. It does get one, still alive and kicking over in CT, puts it back to the realms of possibility. He continues on the path in, but will be traded out by Zero. Shazam, 1v2, hoping to get some work done, but without a face, going to prove to be too difficult. 6-1, HellRaisers, 5 rounds to their advantage. The reset coming on in, and Misfits looking like they might forego another round.
Yeah, Amanek was on 0 frags before this round. Those 2 frags he got this round was actually the first one that brought him on the scoreboard. So we definitely need him to show up more. He's one of these guys where if he goes off, we saw that on Mirage against Heroic earlier in the tournament, he's absolutely on point. But he needs to hit that top level in order to compete with HellRaisers because they're all putting in such consistent performances. Bondig taking out Sick, another pistol round, of course, coming in for Misfits, so we expect HellRaisers to take this. But it's incredibly hard for Misfits because they all need to play their A game. And more than that, to get this one.
DreamHack does find one out towards A. Shazam actually making his USP work as well. They go ahead and pick up 2 frags. Now they've got the AK to play around with on DreamHack. No trade from Deadfox, and they're just going to opt to play things safe. They've found 2 frags. They've gotten 2 AKs. This round is already more than worth it. Amadek does go down over towards B, but he does decent damage out onto Zero before he falls. But then in comes Deadfox, just dispatching him, DreamHack, putting it into the 1-on-3. It's all on Shazam. He doesn't have armor. He's got the AK. He's all the way up towards mid, desperately trying to spot out Deadfox, see if he can claim the AWP, but he's already rotated back over towards that B bomb site. So looks like Shazam will just be saving in this round. It's going to go 7-1 in favor of HellRaisers on this T side.
See here, Shazam still close range. Would love to grab an exit or 2 to do more economical damage here, but he's not going to overextend. I don't hope at least. Because he has that AK, bringing that into the next round. It's really good for his economy and his team in general. 3 weapons surviving on that T side. You want to have 3 to 4 weapons surviving every round, and you can build that economy. If you only survive with 2, it's going to be hard. Or 1, it's going to be even harder. But they save 2 AKs and an AWP, some utility as well, and still money to go on the HellRaiser side. But as we talked about, like, these rounds are actually getting quite close. So economy is not that impressive. It's not like they're on 10k all of them. It's like 2k on most of the players, and then the single one, which is Deadfox, who was keeping that AWP alive, is a bit more. So economy is not impressive for HellRaisers, despite them being in the lead 7-1. Misfits, on the other hand, buy round. And they need to do something right now. This is slipping away from them, 1-7. I said it was going to be hard for them on the CT side, but I didn't expect it to be this hard.
Yeah, Misfits really struggling over on this CT side. HellRaisers, I mean, I think it's more just HellRaisers looking incredibly strong.
Yeah.
At the same time, we haven't really seen some of these players turning up as we would expect. Amanek has been struggling, but he's been stepping up over towards his B bomb site a little bit in these last couple of rounds. That's what we need to see. And as he just bides his time in check as the Molotov's going to come through, and
yeah, he's dead now because they know where he is.
yeah, they know exactly where he is. The Molotov actually keeps him pinned in, doesn't flush him out. Instead, they just want to keep him there. He's still alive, though. Still just waiting. The crossfire set up by Sean Garrez, but it doesn't connect anything through the smoke. Stiga's going to be tagged down just a little bit, but that's pretty much it. They've got plenty of time left to rotate on off.
Yeah, Stiko's just holding his angle right now, and then the rest of the team are rotating away. He knows there's a guy behind the boxes, and he knows that they can push him. But after some time, they decide to commit to the rotate. Stiko's actually still here while they're getting ready to do this A push. See if he can grab a kill before he goes. And he's keeping that attention. He's keeping it on the B bomb side. And there we go. Now the push needs to go right now to A. And that's what's happening.
Yeah, they're charging on out towards the A bomb side, but DreamHack's here to try and be the thorn in their side, create some serious problems, and actually, Deadfox trying to push it out. It's Angel up through highway to do the damage. Shazam trying to hold back the site, misses that second shot. Him and Deadfox face to face, but 6 comes round and does help out. just in the nick of time. They rotate players on through, and Misfits, they pick themselves up a second. HellRaisers, for once, going to be on the bit of a slump in terms of their economy, so they will be forced buying down around $2,000 to allow them to buy up into the next round. They will have a decent bit to work with.
Really nice hold by DreamHack, though. I actually think the choice was correct from HellRaisers. They kept 3 CTs on that B bomb site until they made the execute towards A. So that's the best situation you can hope for if there's only one active defender on that A bomb site and one in the rotate position who can come in. So if you win that first duel, you can get your smokes down and you can get the bomb planted almost. But DreamHack stands in their way. And now, quick push. Amanek taking 1 down, taking 2 down. It's a shooting gallery.
Yeah, Amanek lining them up, knocking them down. But actually, Deadfox going to come through with the P250. Doing some serious damage. Sick, got to try and trade this out. They could get some guns to try and work with into this. The bomb's taken away. Somehow these pistols are really doing the damage. The slam dunk must come in, but no, Deadfox somehow still alive. The Molotov back to heat things up. DreamHack doing the damage down range. It's still on 0. He's still got plenty of HP, but as he peeks out wide, the M-punch comes into it. Can't find the frag with the P250, but ultimately they did all they needed to and more on the back of that. They find 3 frags, they get the bomb down. That's going to be a significant boost to the economy of HellRaisers. And look at how bad it's kept Misfits. If you keep less than 3 players alive, your economy does significantly worse in these rounds. So they are still going to be going okay for the most part. But it's just that little spanner in the works to keep them on the back foot. And then they're going to employ the double AWP. So actually, take everything I just said and kind of completely forget about it.
It creates a very uneven economy because now they have 2 players in Slick and Amanek on almost $0 and 3 players or 2 players on 2K, 3K who can rebuy, and then DreamHack on a lot of money. So the economy is very uneven right now for Misfits. While on the HellRaiser side, they're almost everyone on the same economy. Deadfox is a little bit more because he's saving up for that AWP, or he's not saving up, but keeping money in the bank for that potential AWP buy coming into the next round. DreamHack, though, this is why he needs his weaponry. He's picking up frags left, right, and center, and he's been the best player, in my opinion, together with Shazam here in Cash so far. There has not been many highlights for Misfits, but when there has been highlights, it's been DreamHack and Sam.
Push coming on out towards A, and already Sick, he's lining them up. Picks himself up too. No trade frag found just yet, but finally Deadfox will pounce. He finds himself locked in the 1v3. DreamHack on the site. Sean Garris up by truck, and that's a nice quick round for Misfits. They are starting to forge a little bit of a comeback here on their CT side. They take it to 4 rounds. They've got themselves 3 in a row. The economy at HellRaisers bottomed out yet again, so this is the opportunity for Misfits to find themselves a 5th. We're seeing the resurgence, and something that I feel like teams like this do get criticized for a lot, where they have kind of a new roster and typically a lot of NA teams as well. They struggle with that resilience, you know, remaining strong in the face of kind of a very, very shaky start. And Misfits, they've been phenomenal at doing exactly that.
I agree. Definitely. That's a good point to bring out. And also the fact that they're fracking so well for each other. It's not about just like winning that aim duel to begin with. Every single time someone peeks or holds an angle, there's another guy either doing suppressing fire, taking attention, or being ready to refrag instantly. And those are such good signs for a new team to be on that level already. And Sick right now is winning duels left, right, and center, holding down these defensive angles from that NBK position. Now switched over to quad. Holding that down. This is, of course, a pistol round here from HellRaisers, so don't expect too much. Shazam just taking down Stico.
And we've seen these pistols do a good bit before, but this time they've lost 2 players. There is a player stuck out on A, but already Bonnick's gone down, as is Deadfox. DreamHack, he's just padding those stats, looking to try and keep himself up the top of the board. It was looking like Sick or Shazam could have tried to take on over, but he does still remain 0 on his own over towards B. Spots out one of these players trying to do some damage with the D, but Amanek is there. Misfits now 5 rounds, forging this comeback.
4 rounds in a row now. This is looking really good for them. The question is, HellRaisers now on a full buy. If they get stopped in their tracks now and HellRaisers take the rest and take a 10-5, it's still going to be very hard for Misfits. But if they can continue to build on this and maybe even take an 8-7 half, I think there's still a possibility of them doing something here on this map, because they've been looking really sharp in the last 4 rounds. It seems like they know, like they have kind of figured out how HellRaisers are playing this T side, and they know how to counter it. Mid control right now is had by the CTs. Angel, though, with the peak. Sick and Sean Gas. It's all a big trade. Deadfox with a double. And 4v2.
Bomb's been dropped over here towards A. Looking like that is going to be the end goal, as we can see wrapping on round. Over towards Squeaky. Bondic is there. Shazam has his back to the wall and is within the firing line, but he's going to just get himself up here, just peeking towards A main. Round in the corner is Stiko on that AWP, but the Molotov going to make things a little bit hot and toasty over towards him, and does flush him back, but now Shazam's got to be wary. He knows that there was a player over towards Squeaky. He turns his attention at exactly the right time, looking like they are about to come on through. Bomb is there. 3 players in Squeaky. It's just going to be a nice narrow angle for Shazam to watch, but he actually fades away over towards middle. The timing couldn't be worse because now they're out on the site, and Shazam's just let these guys cross the double AWPs for Misfits to try and retake A. And this was something that we spoke about. It's 2v4, double AWPs to retake. Bomb has gone down. They've got a kit to play around with. They have the Molotov, 2 flashes as well.
The timing couldn't have been worse for Shazam, as you said, like he was holding that angle, and the second he fades away, they push in. And if he gets that first peek, then they have a chance to retake him.
Okay,
here we go.
Amanek just watches a body come flying on through like a catapult, gets himself one, spurred on by watching Shazam's marksmanship. He keeps on going, gets himself a second. He's got to watch out because there's one over towards quad peek in the corner. Bondic takes him down. And that is going to be HellRaisers to find themselves the magic number 8. 8-5, Misfits. Currently sitting 3 rounds behind, but with plenty of money, they can afford to invest yet again into round 14. Curious to see if they go for the double AWP setup once more. No, finally, they're going to go ahead and put a stop to that. I believe they could have afforded one. I think DreamHack could have dropped one over, but we are just going to see Amanek opting for the M4, which I think is going to benefit them substantially in these retakes.
Yeah, definitely. It was one of the things that I was giving them a lot of praise for in Cobblestone, was their ability to retake on that CT side, and it hasn't really been the same with the double AWP setup, as we mentioned. It's very hard to retake with an AWP, and if you have 2 of them in the equation, it gets even harder. And especially if you get really unlucky like Shazam does there with the timing, and you don't get that opening peak, so you don't even it out to 2v3, it's going to be very hard. But they have switched around, and they're constantly adapting to what HellRaisers are throwing at them, and that's what I think is really going to be what's going to be working for Misfits. If they can constantly adapt to what their opponents are doing, then they have a real fighting chance here.
Angel to kickstart this round in towards B as the push now coming on through. All eyes on Sean Garris to hold this back. Buy time for the rotate. Sick is here to try and reinforce. They have the crossfire set up. And actually, HellRaisers, they boost up Stiko in towards mid. He can watch the rotates coming in over a vent. Sick goes aggressive and pays for it with his life. They're rotating off towards A. Angel leading the charge. Bondic and Stiko still over here towards his B-bombs, like trying to sell the fake. You can see they've preemptively rotated DreamHack back around up towards A. Shazam and Sean Garris, though, they're dedicated to B. The smoke's going to go down, but out comes Angel swinging. Actually, he's going to find the frag out of DreamHack, who doesn't get any work done. Stiko's in over towards C, just watching for the rotates come through in CT. Shazam misses that opener with the AWP. That could have been the difference, making to turn this into the 2-on-3. At this point, Sean and Shazam are locked so far out the site. It's got to be a save for the last round and a half. Sean's all the way up in T-spawn. Shazam trying to just fall back, hold on to the AWP, but he can't connect anything. This is the most we've seen in Miss consecutively. Finally, he deals with the slippery snake that is Stiko. Looking for even more, and this is the Shazam we know and love. Gets himself a second. He's on the hat trick now in total. They are going to keep on hunting, but no, instead, they opt to stay on the site. Wait, play this one safe. They've still got the AWP on Dead Fox. 0 with the AK. Don't want to risk giving any more frags the way of Shazam. Sean Garris over towards Ice Cream, just biding his time. They will be able to hold to the AWP and the AK, which means they can facilitate a fairly decent buy for the last round and a half.
I really like the decision-making between HellRaisers in that round, because they go into that B-bomb side and then they get blocked off a bit after the initial duels. And then instead of just rotating quickly or going straight into the bomb side, they wait there to ensure that the rotation is coming in from the CTs. Then they get the frag, they just hold the angles, wait for one frag, and then they rotate off. So that means they're creating a 3v1, because they know there's only going to be one rotating or one staying on the A-bomb side. And they can easily win that 3v1 any day of the week. Right now, quick push towards B main though. And Zero takes some damage and holds back Bondic on the other side of the map. Takes down Shazam, but decision-making, as I said, on point right now for HellRaisers. And this is one of the reasons, and of course, them hitting their shots, that HellRaisers are in the lead of this game. 9-5 right now. Misfits, no AWP in sight. Shazam is down.
Bomb rotating around over towards B. Bondic and Dead Fox trying to sell some sort of fake out towards the A bomb. It's like they actually lose Bondic in the process. Now the push going to come in over at B. 6 here, but he's already been tagged down, trying to rotate into the site just to maintain that pressure. And as he gets locked out entirely, we are going to be seeing a 4-on-4 retake. Amanek bursting on through like a speed demon. Got to watch out because he's getting a back rub from Zero. And then he's finally going to get eliminated on his entry. DreamHack does find some damage, turns it into the 3-on-3. Bomb hasn't gone down just yet, and Sick actually denies the bomb plant in its entirety. There's still plenty of time, but this is going to put the pressure on. Dead Fox with the tech able to get one. Sean Garris to return, and now it's all on Zero. Sean comes in swinging, and that's going to be Misfits to find themselves a 6th.
As I said, the retake potential, not allowing HellRaisers to get on the bomb side and get that bomb down. They give them, or they don't give them, but HellRaisers take most of that B bomb side control. But instant rotations, making sure that the bomb doesn't get planted, and then the good retakes coming in. And that's what I like to see from Misfits. Sean Garris ending it off with the double. Good to see him get some frags as well. And there we go. 6 for Misfits, 9 for HellRaisers. As we are about to jump in, and we see right now on your screen, the coach, Peacemaker. I think one of the reasons why, apart from, of course, the players being really well drilled and individually strong, Peacemaker has to be one of the bigger reasons for why Misfits are doing this well. That 1 week boot camp in Berlin. Well, I think other teams might be looking into that now because Misfits are looking very strong.
I mean, the elephant in the room now, something that you haven't addressed. I don't know if it's because you haven't noticed or if it's just because you don't want to address it. Look at Stiko on the scoreboard, right? Yep. If we could go ahead and just bring that on up. Currently sitting 1-11. For HellRaisers. So essentially we've been looking at this as a 4-on-5 for HR. The scary part is if Stiko actually wakes up, that's when things get bad for Misfits. Up until now they've looked very competent, and moving onto the T side I think they could do well, especially with Shazam connecting shots like that early on with the Deke. But still, it still remains the fact that one of these players is essentially fallen asleep, and while DreamHack keeps the man advantage in their favor, Bondic over here towards the A-bomb site. Dead Fox is rotating around, the push is coming on in. Bondic has to buy time, playing things over towards Quad, opting to play things passively, finds the first, still alive. Does have to reload. It's Dead Fox though. What are you doing with that USP? That is dirty. Now it's going to be Dead Fox and Zero, 2v1. Amanek, 1 versus 2, doesn't have armor, only a Molotov at his disposal. Glock in hand, the bomb's down on the site. 2 players on highway with the crossfire set up. Smoke is down to allow him to cross at least. The Molotov going to be wasted out towards Quad. No idea that it isn't clear. So many angles to check as he comes on through. Bombs out in the open. He should be able to pick that up though, without them being able to find the frag. So he does at least have the bomb in hand.
He's probably also going to be able to get the bomb plant. As I say that, the CT pushes up, so now that's not going to be impossible. And he gets taken out. So Dead Fox with a huge round, and as you said, Stiko, he's not really been showing up. And it's the same case as we saw with Sean Garris. He was on 3 frags though compared to the 1 on Stiko's right now. And it's always hard when you have a player who's just going off the scoreboard like that. Like, there's not much he can do. He's just losing the duels, and he needs to regain some kind of confidence. And that's the mental game that I've been talking so much about on a team basis, but also on an individual basis. If you go off, you have to be able to come back into the game. And that's one of the hardest things. We've seen Device, again, Astralis example. Back in the day, when he had hard, like 6-7 rounds in the beginning of the game, he just disappeared. And then it's up to him himself and the rest of the team to get him back into the game. And if HellRaisers gets Stiko back into the game, they have a legit chance of taking this. But if he doesn't, that's the opening for Misfits. And correctly pointing it out, Stiko needs... Wow, okay. What can you do there? DreamHack just stepping it up. But yeah, Stiko needs to step it up as well. As Angel pushes in. And if he does, well, anything can happen.
Shazam, quick to trade things out over in mid, returns the man advantage to Misfits, and Sick slicks his way out towards the A-bomb site, but it's going to be punished by Bondic, the 3-on-3, and Susan. Right now, Misfits, they're trying to grab control of middle, but Stiko just won't give it up. While he's having trouble hitting his shots, he's doing a great job of just being the barrier, preventing them from getting out in mid. Shazam's been tagged down incredibly low, only 8 HP. Sean Garris right behind him. Amanek here as well. The push could be coming out to 8 any second now. There's only 35 seconds left for them to play around with. Smoke's going to go out. Molotov to follow out over towards Quad. But Bondic, he's inside a squeaky, trying to play things sneaky. And he loses his head for it. It's all going to be on Stiko and Zero to retake this. Bomb will go down. Sean Garris, resident bomb planter, getting that one on the site. Stiko and Zero to come in for this retake. Zero coming up through highway. The crossfire set up perfectly to dispatch of a player like Sean Garris. But the peak gonna come in from Shazam. And he doesn't need an AWP when he's got the hand cannon. Just clicking on heads. Shazam will go down. Zero coming on in on the retake. Looking ferocious, looking angry, but the Molotov pulls through. Should be enough to try and win this out, but no, Zero still going strong. Dispatching of Amanek. It's only Sean Garris left. Defuse gonna come on in, and Sean, you've got to try and make this work. He's just gonna stick it. You're going for the knife, Sean! Don't spread butter on the man. He's not a baguette. Down he goes. And Zero clutches things out. 1v3. That was actually insane.
Absolutely heartbreaking for Misfits. They do so well in the pistols. They're almost getting that done. And instantly, it's just turned on his head with that defuse. Always remember to save a smoke for that Molotov bomb, mate. You can always go in there and get it done. HellRaisers, though, now on 11 with that round slipping away through the fingers of Misfits. It's a hard game now for them. They have to be tilted from that. It's now up to Peacemaker and Sean Gers to keep that tilt from causing bigger problems in their game. They need to know that right now they're on a pistol and they don't need a win here, but the first buy round, whenever that comes around on that T side, they need a win. They need to get back into the game. If they don't, I think HellRaisers are just going to run away with it. Pistols, once again, has been so good. Davidovec with the deagle has been on point, but they need more of that.
Yeah, taking things slowly in towards this round. Don't want to go rushing into the waiting arms of HellRaisers. Two players over towards B. Shazam, Sick, and Davidovec contesting for mid control. Trying to spot this out, but Angel, he's clicking on heads left and right, gets himself 3. The mid play completely shut down and guillotine. Deadfox waiting in the wings over towards B. Shuts down both those players. And Misfits now trailing behind. Only 6 rounds to their name, can finally afford to buy after what seems like a millennia. HellRaisers, 6 rounds to their advantage, building up money on that CT side. Gonna opt to try and take this round on a relatively low investment. Still the UMP on Bondik, the FAMAS on Stiko as well. The double AWP set up in play for Misfits, and this is where things are interesting. Shazam trying to play off the spawn for mid, doesn't find anything early on.
This is now or never for Misfits, and that's why I think they're going for this double AWP setup. This is very unusual on the T side, but Misfits, they need all the help they can get. And if this double AWP setup is what can take them over the finish line in this round and get them back into the game, then that's a fair assessment. Look at that, Shazam close range. Bondik goes down. Getting closer in, but look at that flank though. Angel with the double. Coming in from the flank, 3v3 right now. And Sick on 24 HP, pushed back. The bomb is dropped all the way into T-spawn. So, Davidovec though, coming in with the flank. Doesn't care about the bomb being dropped. He wants to cause havoc. And he's just in a peculiar position right now. The CTs have no idea. Actually, they go straight spotting for him, so they have some kind of idea. I take that back. 3v2.
Sick and Amanek all that remained, and actually Sick's going to opt to pick up the AWP in this situation. A double AWP set up for Misfits to try and clutch this out versus the 3 rifles on HellRaisers. Him picking that up makes me think, are they just going to consider saving this? I mean, he's tagged down so low. There's so much time left. There's still the opportunity for them to try and make some magic happen. Amanek's still checking mid, so there's all the signs that they are going to try and go for this just with double AWPs. And as he makes his way on through, he's got to watch out because Angel's actually rotating background through CT. If he kept watching that angle, he could have found the opener, but Angel just slips on by. And now the peek comes in from highway. Deadfox picking up the first. It's all on Sick, 24 HP. And a Dream pushing on up. There's only 10 seconds. He could actually cross to the site and try and get the bomb down. Deadfox is watching it. If he finds his frag, he's going to open up the site, but he misses, and Deadfox not going to give him the chance to shoot again. Finishes him off, 6-13. HellRaisers in a great spot, very much in the driving seat. And right now the ball is in Misfits' court. If they want to try and step this up, they want to make things more competitive. Just look at this flank from Angel. Phenomenal stuff.
I have to say though, the decision to go for the round there with the double AWP setup is something that I don't agree with, but it's hard when you're down 6-12. And it's just a question of where do you want to go? Because just going into middle with 2 AWPs, 30 seconds remaining, that's going to be incredibly hard. So either you go for the AKs, in my opinion, or either you go safe for the AWPs. You can't go for a middle solution where you just try to save the AWPs, but hoping for a peek and maybe going into the site then. Now they're on pistols. Let's see if they can bring it, but Angel sprays through.
He's done so much damage. Bondic to do the same as they spread it across the team of Misfits. The slam dunk comes in from Zero. It's all on Shazam, who with a hop, a skip, and a blam does at least find one before being traded out by Dead Fox. HellRaisers 1 round away from map point. That critical 15 rounds, securing overtime at the very least, and leaving them so close to the victory. They're currently 1-0 in the series. This could be it for Misfits, a journey that was so hard fought with 2 players sitting here in home territory. They really want to try and make this work and get through to the finals, but they've got so much work left to do, and they've slowed down so much in these last couple of rounds. They really have to try and pick things up now if they want to even stand a chance.
Yeah, HellRaisers looking so good, apart from Stico, of course. But then again,
he's still only on 1 frag.
If you have Dead Fox fragging for 2 people and almost getting a 30 bomb after 21 rounds, then it's not really that big of a problem. But yeah, of course, that's the one thing that HellRaisers are looking to change, and Stico's looking to change coming into potentially the next games if they win this one, because that has not been a performance that he'll be happy about at all. But it's still life in this. Misfits setting up for an A push, A execute, and here we go. That's the rain of smokes I was talking about earlier, way earlier here in Cash. If they can have good setups and good entries, something can happen. But right now, they're slowing it down after placing down the initial smokes, and now they're going to go for the mid control. At least one of the players going out there, going very aggressive. Double peeking, that's Sean Gas coming in with 1. Bondic is forced on the reload, and he's going to be taken out.
Now as they continue this rain of terror up towards the A bomb site, they're trying to deal with Angel, who's making it difficult. He's bought plenty of time. The rotates coming from Zero. They do a lot of work between them, but then they get instantly dealt with by Shazam and Devodek. It's all on Dead Fox, the man who's been going insane. Peek it out from truck. Devodek takes his head clean off. The resident Frenchman eliminating the star player of HellRaisers there to secure Misfits as 7th. 7 rounds now between these 2 teams. Plenty of money for HR to buy on up. No issue. Still, the reset is ever looming, I suppose, over the HR economy after this round, so it's not that bad for Misfits if you look at it that way. Alternatively, Misfits run the risk of being reset now that they've picked up that 1 round.
We've seen Misfits come back in games time and time again. Is it time to see yet another comeback? That's the question. Or will HellRaisers get on map and match point? And here we go, Sick with the aggressive plays, going in towards the bomb site, but Bondic takes him out. Bondic with the double, the bomb is now dropped, and this could be it for this round. Bomb dropped on the bomb site, in control of the CTs. Man at truck taken out as well. And complete reset as HellRaisers survive with all 5 players. Quick round, and 15 on the board for the Racers of Hell. And it's so hard right now for Misfits. They're, of course, buying whatever they can. AK on Shazam. And this is a tough situation for them. This is the toughest situation to be in as a CS player. You're 1 round away from elimination. You don't have the money, and you have to put everything on the line.
Yeah, the pivotal, defining moment potentially here to decide who goes through to the grand final coming up later today and has a shot at winning a slice of that $100,000 prize pool. Would be phenomenal. The Misfits, it's been a journey hard fought from them, but they've still got a lot of work to do, and HellRaisers, they're on the finish line. They're physically there, 1 round away from closing this out 2-0. Misfits, though, not wanting to give it up without a fight. They force Sport down. They've got 3 players over towards that B-bomb site, but the bomb's going to be picked up by Devodek, who's now looking to join Shazam on their push up towards A. It looks like they're going to be throwing the fake over at B, taking the bomb with Devodek and Shazam towards this A bomb site. And they're ready to push, and they have an AK up towards A at least. Angel's the only player here. The fake is already very much worked out. The smokes and flashes now raining on in. Stico trying to eliminate his players. The rotates come in almost in full effect. They leave Angel behind, and that's going to be it. Sean will fall. They try wrapping around to the site. Amanek's going to rejoin them, but Angel, he's done all the work he had to do. He dropped the bomb out towards A, and this round could be all said and done. It's Amanek 1v4, and he goes down. HellRaisers, they're going to be going through to the grand finals. Misfits, a hard-fought battle from beginning to end. One, of kind of unexpected wins and heartbreak ultimately toward the end. But I think they got further than anyone could have possibly expected. A phenomenal attempt on their part.
Yeah, phenomenal attempt for sure. And you have to, of course, be sad about losing 0-2 in the final, but huge respect to Misfits for their tournament run, as you said.
Just look at who they did beat, right?
Exactly.
We've seen them beat Heroic. We've seen them beat Na'Vi.
In a best of 3.
Yeah.
Like, that result.
It was phenomenal. You know, when we see them beat Heroic, we go, okay, you know, maybe it's...
That's fair enough.
Yeah, okay. Then they get to Na'Vi, who are kind of the big boys here.
Oh, yeah.
And they knock them out. They go out to HellRaisers, who now are going to be going through to the grand finals. They played phenomenally well. I would be terrified if I were one of the teams coming up against them later on today. But maybe not. I mean, it depends what team, I suppose.
Yeah, because we have 2 very talented teams in the other semi-final. But we have to say, huge congratulations to HellRaisers, commiserations to the Misfits guys. But of course, not the last map, but in general, I think apart from the last map, they can be very proud of their performance so far. This event 16-14 on Cobblestone against HellRaisers. That best of 3, as we said, over Na'Vi. Misfits are looking like an interesting team for the future, because if they can do this, what they have done now in so little time with Peacemaker behind them, with that whole setup, what can they not do in a month? What can they do in 2 months? They could be the new NA star team.
Focusing on HellRaisers, though, and their performance, their journey throughout this. They did phenomenally well. To kind of give us more of an insight, we're going to go live to the stage with James to speak to some of the players.
Thanks very much, guys. I am here with Stiko from HellRaisers. You are our first grand finalists. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. I wish we could have this feeling also in previous DreamHacks in Austin, but this time it's finally our time to play grand final.
And yeah, you say it's your time. Like, what's the atmosphere like in the team right now? You must be on a high.
Actually, we're pretty calm. I don't know. We just want to play our game. We won't think that it's grand final. It's just another game that we play. So we are not pressured at all.
What gave you the edge in this match against Misfits?
My 3 frags on cash, for example. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Was it so? Do you feel like you pulled together as a team more so?
Yeah, obviously I carried last map, but the team spirit was there, so we are a lucky team that we don't rage, so that's an important aspect of our team.
Yeah, keeping that calm mentality is really important. Will you guys be keeping that into the grand final now? What's the preparation going to be like? Are you going to be keeping a keen eye on the next semi-final to see how you could beat those next teams in particular?
Yeah, we're gonna watch Vito really carefully, and we're gonna decide which maps we want to see, probably all of them. We're gonna chill those hours and probably grab something to eat and then be prepared, I guess.
Yeah, keep that calm mentality. That's really cool. Congratulations. You have a lot of fans here in the crowd as well. Congratulations, you are into our grand final. I will pass it over to Parla and the guys on the desk to talk about that game in a little bit more depth.
Thank you so much, James, and thank you to Stiko for that interview. Congratulations, HellRaisers, our first finalist here at the DreamHack Astro Open in Tour. That was pretty funny at first, because there was one guy who was clearly like a Stiko hyper fan at the front of the stage, and he was going wild. And so it's nice to see support for that young man, and he seems to be pretty happy with his 3-kill performance on cash.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I mean, Jacob, what does the team have to do when one player is not reaching, any level at all, and still making it through, and still winning?
Well, that's a sign of a strong team. You know, if you have a player only putting up 3 frags and still winning convincingly as they did, that's a pretty strong sign. It doesn't really matter if Stugo only puts up 3 frags when you have a guy like Deadfox who's putting up, I think it was 29 in what was it, 22 rounds or something. So that was insane. You know, Deadfox was really hitting it, especially on the second map here. So kudos to HellRaisers. They played a really, really great game, and I think Misfits, they're simply not better than this now. We saw them play well against Na'Vi yesterday, but there's still a long way to go before they can actually go up against the very best Europeans, I guess, who are actually in shape.
We discussed before the game how HellRaisers probably has the more bigger depth when it comes to just the sheer talent on the lineup, but it was actually Deadfox was on fire. I mean, second map especially, he was just dismantling his opponent. But at the same time, kudos to Misfits. I think they overachieved at this tournament 100%. Shazam, especially being a standout player, unfortunately, even though he had a pretty, he had a decent game in this series, Amina kind of slowed down for the team. Sick was kind of absent as well. You need to have at least those 3 players bringing numbers for them to have a chance.
Yeah, nonetheless, what we have identified is that with the help of Sean Gares and Peacemaker, there definitely seems to be potential, and who knows, going forward into other tournaments, this international team could produce some results. Let's take a look at the stats on screen now. Stiko, my man, didn't do too much, but he's an integral part of that team nonetheless, and between the other 4 players, kills were spread relatively evenly. Shout out to Dead Fox, dropping 47. On the other hand, on the other side of this matchup, Misfits, Shazam, like you said, he had a good series, and Devaduvek was also putting in the work as well. If maybe Sick and Amanek had got more involved, the result could have been different. Either way, the prediction was correct from both. You both said 2-0, right?
I say Cobblestone is the opportunity that the Misfits had. And that's exactly what happened. They were very close to winning. Like, they could have had it. It was just a matter of a couple rounds going their way. They could have gone into a third map, but eventually HellRaisers were too strong. Even though it's not the greatest map for them, they still managed to maintain and play a pretty decent CT side on Cobblestone.
Yeah, that's a very strong sign for a team, you know, because we know going into Cobble that was the weak point of HellRaisers. You know, we talk about they having a very great map pool, but Cobblestone is the map that the opponent needs to beat HellRaisers on if they want to take them down in a best of 3, because Cash is just incredibly strong for HellRaisers. I don't think anyone in this tournament can go toe-to-toe with HellRaisers on Cash, so it's great for HellRaisers to see that they can actually put it up a good fight and win maps that they're not comfortable on as well. So that looks great for them for the final.
All right, well, great analysis of the situation, and like we have seen, it's HellRaisers moving forwards, and commiserations to Misfits. I mean, but by no means is that a poor performance. They did a great job, and there is a lot of promise there. Now, we have one more semi-final to go, and it's going to be something you do not want to miss. It's G2 trying their very best to take out Mouse. I can't wait to see it. Make sure you stick around. We will head to a break shortly now, but firstly, let me say a big shout-out to one of our sponsors, the Strafe esports app. It's a great way to keep up to date with all things esports, including CSGO. And we have a video showing you exactly how you can use that app.